Thrill Me.
This show is part of the Thrill Me Podcast Network. Experience more on Facebook and YouTube.
An ale for me. And for my officers.
Welcome to a brand new 10 Forward. I am your host of the show, Zach Hilton, and we are back with another Star Trek The Next Generation episode, and I'm excited to get into this one because I feel like this episode was specifically made for me, and we'll get into that. Before we get into the episode, remember, follow Thrill Me Podcast Network on YouTube, Instagram, Hunters Pod on Instagram. A lot of stuff coming down the pike, including, if you're watching this on Thursday, Friday, GalaxyCon comes to Richmond, Virginia from the 15th through the 17th. So this is the 14th that we're doing this episode, so make sure you go on down to GalaxyCon. There's a lot of people from Star Trek that's going to be there. There's other actors. I just found out Chris Parnell is going to be at GalaxyCon, so that's kind of exciting. Also, Anthony Michael Hall, he's exciting to meet, but I can't wait to meet Brent Spiner. I can't wait to meet Terry Metalis, and I can't wait to see this documentary that's playing at the Bird Theater on Friday. That's right. You Can Call Me Bill is going to premiere at the Bird Theater in Richmond, Virginia. Oh man, William Shatner is going to be there to debut this documentary about his life. I watched the trailer the other day. It looks amazing. I can't wait to watch it. He's also doing a Q&A right after the screening, so that's pretty great as well. Lots of Star Trek things coming. And I'd like to throw this out there as well. Next week, the Hunters Pod crew, which I'm also a part of, we are going to be at the Cinema Cafe Edinburgh location on Thursday to do Ghostbusters Frozen Empire premiere. We are going to have prizes from Ghostbusters trivia that we will be conducting, and we will have a live Hunters podcast from 7 to 7:45 that night, which will also be doing the giveaways with trivia and stuff. So if you want to come hang out, make sure you go to the Edinburgh location, 1864 Edinburgh Lane, Chesapeake, Virginia, 23322. Come on out. The 8:30 showing's what we're going to. Let's go watch this movie together. Let's do it. Just us. Come on out. It's going to be a good time. All right, let's get in to this episode, which is called The Naked Now. And I'm going to read the quick synopsis of this from IMDb. The crew of the Enterprise is infected with a virus that causes them to behave as though they were intoxicated. That's the simply put definition of this episode. But if I gather, and you can gather from this image that we're showing here, it makes a lot of people horny. Like, this episode's just full of horniness. And I am all about it because this is technically the third episode. It's funny, I watched this on the Paramount Plus network, and they labeled, as I saw last week, Encounter at Farpoint Part 1 and 2. So technically those are the first two episodes. This is the third episode. The third episode of this, and I wish I was around like this version of me. I saw it as a kid, so I don't really know the reception this got. But I would really love to know. IMDb has it as a 6.5, which isn't bad. But like, what's the reception? It's the third episode of Star Trek TNG, this new show. We already just had this two-parter that I feel people... I saw a video after I got done doing my show that was like the worst pilot ever made. And by the way, not the worst pilot ever made. I've seen pretty shitty pilots, and all those shows got canceled, okay? Immediately. So no, I don't think it's that bad of a pilot. But I do want to know the reception of this, because this episode's just full of fun. Like, you have to be in to everybody's kind of character at this point. Like, Tasha Yar, she becomes horny as F to go do somebody. But do you find, like, her, she's supposed to be the lead security. She's very serious. There are no jokes. Like, she's going around, she's swiveling hips left and right, and she eventually gets the data, which we'll get into about that. But I would really like to know the reception of this, because it is a goofy episode. Data gets to play. Wesley gets to play. Jean-Luc Picard. We'll get into that. Everybody gets to just have a little fun. Will Riker's the only one who doesn't get to have fun with this. The horniest episode of Star Trek so far, he doesn't get to play. And Riker is the horniest Starfleet officer that we've ever seen. So let's get into it a little bit, because what they do immediately through this, because they find a ship that has a distress call, and when they're listening to it, it just sounds like everybody's having fun bananas time on this ship. I'm talking everybody's orgying up. It's now called the USS Orgy, the NCC 1969. Okay, that's the ship they're going to. And they get there, and the hatch, the emergency hatch, was unlocked because everybody's getting hot under the collar, and everybody gets blown out. Not sucked out like Data told us. You do not get sucked out into space. You get blown into space, okay? You're getting a blowjob from space. That's what happens in this episode. So they get to the ship. They send an away team over to the ship to check things out, and Geordi enters what I imagine is the lead orgy room on the USS Orgy, and he's going in, and you see all these naked crew people, because like it's the heat got sucked out or blown out to space, not sucked like Data said, and everybody's like frozen in this room, and they're naked. Like, there's perfectly placement bodies like this, so we don't get no nipple shots and stuff. Like, this is a risque episode for third episode of Star Trek TNG, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with everything that's happening here. So Geordi, he's seen this door like move, so he opens it, and this person falls out who's fully clothed, was getting a shower, and like he's touching them, and he's doing these motions like, is something on me? Because, foreshadowing to the horniness and the drunkenness that is coming. So the away team's over there. They come back after they looked at everything. And I love this. I didn't catch this before on any other episodes that I've watched. But when the team's going to transport back over, like, Picard's like, all right, well, when they transport over, get them all decontaminated. My God, do I know how to speak. So they come over so they can make sure that they're clean. Then they're going to be observed. They go to sickbay and stuff. Dr. Crusher's doing her thing and looking over all the bodies, and nobody really has a problem except Geordi sweating a little bit, okay? He's got priors, so he's like sweating, and he kind of catches an attitude. So Geordi, when drunk, just catches, like, he's just being a little freebie. He's like, well, maybe you do. Like, that's the type of guy he is, and that's fine. So while he's getting studied on, he's bored of this, takes off his communicator, which I'm kind of shocked the communicator is the thing that we're keeping tabs on everybody. I just automatically assumed the database would already be like, hey, where's this guy at? Oh, he's over there. Follow these lights, which I think they did in the first episode. So Geordi's going around, he's doing some stuff. Riker remembers somebody being clothed, taking a shower, because of course Riker remembers if someone's taking a shower fully clothed. And they find out that this is what happened on the original Enterprise. Like, something like this has happened before. So they're making a antidote to try to cure this thing. That antidote ain't working. This thing's spreading like wildfire because, like, Geordi goes to Wesley. Then we got underage drinking happening, which that's not a good thing. And during this, Wesley's like, oh, I made this mini transporter device, this teleporter thing, this, and also check out this thing. I can throw voices. And he's playing like Picard. Number one, come to the bridge. Number one, do this. Like, look at all these cool things I'm doing. Obvious plot devices. Like, this is the cheesiest thing in the world. And I read it from the get. I was like, okay, this kid's going to get drunk. He's going to use these things. And I remember watching it originally like he does. He goes to engineering. He uses the fake Picard voice to send engineering people up, the chief of engineer, which, by the way, highly shocked that chief engineer isn't like a main player in the, like, series. Like, it's not till Jordan becomes chief engineer that we have our chief engineer. Like, we just have this random person playing. So Wesley's gotten rid of the big folk. He's closed the door. You can't get in there because he's using his little device to throw up a door so nobody can get in. And now he's taking over the ship because he doesn't like that the captain doesn't want to give him orders. He wants to be ordered. He wants a very, very Dom kind of relationship with the captain, I guess. But from there also, Beverly Crusher is getting infected while she's also trying to help things. Tasha Yar, let's get into it now. Tasha Yar does a B&E in Deanna Troy's room. I have no idea how she was able to do this. Like, just to get in Troy's room and go like through her clothes being like, oh, I love that you wear all these clothes. I love the sexy clothes you wear. I want to be sexy. I'll talk to you later. And I think she just snagged some of her clothes and left. So she's going around. She's walking. She just kisses a random dude. Like, she just plants one on obviously a guy that she could beat up. Like, if you look at the two like body types, like, he just listens. Now we're talking real dom sub situation. Like, she just grabs that face, kisses him, and then goes to her room. Picard talks to her on the intercom. He's like, yo, where's my chief of security? And she's like, I'm in my room. Why don't you come and get me? Wink, Jean-Luc Picard. So Jean-Luc's like, I'm not falling for that. You're getting my wingman. And Data's sent over there. Data goes into the room, and she's all dressed to the nines in what I'm guessing is Deanna Troy's outfit. And it's a little seductive. We'll be real. It's a little seductive, which is great. Great for them. But Data's like, she's like, hey, can you please me? And Data's like, I got all kinds of ways to please you. I have the ways of Kama Sutra. I got the ways of Klingon, Bachlach, Dundach, Duya. I mean, he's equipped and obviously has the downstairs region. So she takes him to her room. They do their thing. Then eventually, Data makes it back to the bridge. And for some reason, this virus can affect robots, androids, the being that he is, which doesn't make sense. I don't really get why it could affect them, but hey, computer viruses were a thing in the 90s, 80s, I guess. So he's being all drunk as well and being kind of funny. Like, it's prelude to him when he finally gets that emotion chip in Generations, which I'm excited about. So again, he gets to play so early on, and I didn't realize that he gets to do this. So from there, Beverly Crusher's infected, comes to see Picard. She infects Picard, and like, he's instant too. Like, it takes him to his room or his waiting room, and like, they're having a conversation. And that's why I made that jest earlier where he was like, like, he is immediately drunk and can't hold his virus liquor, and is all about some Beverly because obviously they have a thing of the past. Okay, he's all about his best friend's wife because he's dead. He's dead. Jack ain't going to be there no more. So I need this lady. So they, she's ready to get undressed. And that's where this picture right here comes from. That's that moment. So he quiets her down. He's like, you got to go away. You can't be here. We can't do this. This ain't going to happen. So during this, Riker, who's getting no fun. Like, eventually he does get Deanna Troy. Like, she's like, I can hear them all. I hear them all just getting it on. They're all drunk. They're all doing it. You got to save me. Don't you want me? And Riker's like, I can't have you right now. This is not the thing that's going to go down. So I'm going to take you to sick bay and stuff. So then that's how he gets infected. And he's like, I got to save this ship. somehow we got to save this ship. During all this, sun's explosion, rocks coming to the ships, and like they got to go. Like this episode is legitimately Star Trek: The Next Generation, The Hangover, because like they all left up. Bradley Cooper's just on the phone. He's like, we fucked up. Yeah, they all fucked up. Okay, so eventually there is a antidote made, given to everybody. Also, Data, even drunk, he's fixing the ship. They're getting out of there. Wesley's helping out and stuff like that. And they save the day. That's basically. And then by the end of it, what I find funny is like Picard's like, yeah, we'll be a great team as long as we're not seduced. As long as the temptations don't conquer us. And then we get a look of Troy and Riker and stuff like that, which is nice because it's going to play into the series. But I just love that. It's like, hey, as long as we all just don't bang, as long as we don't make this the USS Orgy A, we'll be fine. We're going to make through this, guys. And it's just a fun little episode. I think honest to God, 6.5 might be a little low. I'd give it a 7 because I just think it's a fun episode. Granted, I've seen a lot of these episodes, the movie, so I'm aware of what these characters are supposed to be like. But it is fun to watch them not in their norm. It is fun to watch Picard kind of have a crush on Beverly, and Beverly admitting that she wants Picard. It's fun to see Tasha Yar just dominating the entire male species on the Enterprise. It's just a fun episode. So, loved it. Can't wait till the next one. And before I let you go, once again, this weekend, March 15th through the 17th, GalaxyCon in Richmond. If you want to come say hi to me, that's where I'll be. I'll be taking a lot of footage for that. I'll probably have yet another 10 forward video just from Star Trek stuff like Terry Metalis, Brent Spiner, hopefully William Shatner. The documentary, I'll have like a review up for that. And once again, the documentary you can go to. There will be links in the description that you can get tickets GalaxyCon, and you can call me Bill at the Bird Theater in Richmond. It's going to be a fun time. Hopefully we could talk to some people at that. And then once again, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, Hunters Podcast, hosting the premiere at the Edinburgh location at Cinema Cafe, Virginia. If you live in Virginia, you should come on out. We'll also be doing a live show of Hunters Podcast. Seems like Halloween Horror Nights information is coming out every bit now. Now we're getting all kinds of rumors, spec maps, stuff like that. So I'm sure we're going to talk that a little bit. So if you want to come to that, 7:45 is the start time for all the trivia, the Ghostbusters trivia and prizes. We'll be there at 7 doing a live episode of Haunters. It's a good time. It's a good time. You know what else is a good time? 10 forward. 10 forward is a good time. So thanks for watching. Sub to the channel, Throw Me Podcast Network. Like this video. Comment. What do you think about this? What do you think about sexy COVID? Because that's what this episode is. Sexy COVID. All right. Later.